Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while. I recently did a review on the Motor Guide Tour Pro. It was a 3-month review. I'm back now for the 6-month review. I know I'm a little bit late, just had some stuff come up, but kind of wanted to jump into it, talk to you guys about what or how I'm feeling with having the Motor Guide now for 6 months and using it. Nothing's really changed that much with it, to be honest. Pedal's still great, and it's a 24 volt, 82 pound thrush troll motor that's on a 17.6 Stratus 2007, so it's a 176 XT. I get about, performance-wise, I'm getting about 2.8 to 3 miles per hour on full blast, like running it on the 10. Nothing's changed as far as my review and how I feel the troll motor is performing right now. I have not had any issues with it. Now, the stuff that I had talked about in my previous video still hasn't become an issue, but it's still kind of a worry. It's nothing, as far as mechanically sound, it's still not, you know, nothing's happened, nothing's like broke so far, so I'll keep an eye on it, but I think it'll be fine. There is one issue that I did have that just came up here recently, and it's not much of an issue. It doesn't really affect me in any way. And if you guys do have a tour guide, please comment below and let me know if you're having some of the same issues with this. But if you run the trolling motor on power 10, so maxed out completely for about 30 seconds to about 1 minute, there's a light on the front of it that indicates, has like a battery indicator. And if you run it for too long on a high enough power, it'll actually tell you that your battery is dying. And as soon as you back it off away from full power, it goes right back to green, meaning it's charged. The first time this happened, it concerned me a little bit. I was in just a really windy spot, and then I was running it kind of high. Plus, I just kind of wanted to see what it would run, to be honest, and kind of see how fast it'll go with just a troll motor by itself. And then that came on, but as soon as you back it off, it goes right back to green. I'm assuming it's a software issue. I don't think it's a rigging problem, but maybe it is. If somebody else has a troll motor that does the same thing, the same brand, just let me know. But that's been the only other thing that I found. Everything else has been working pretty well. Spot lock's still working well, never any problems with that. The true north function, or the north facing function, or whatever they want to call it, works phenomenal. And then the auxil, the continuous button works. Don't use it that much, don't really need to, but it does function pretty well. As far as that goes, I'm still sticking with my score on that. But I do want to talk about a little bit about some of the stuff that's come up recently. So I ordered this from Tackle Warehouse, thinking, you know, I'm not going to have any issues with it, it'll be fine. But then shortly after, I would say probably a month after I did the review for you guys on the 3 months one, I had this issue where they sent me a letter stating that they were going to recall all this stuff, like for the circuit board or the motherboard, or something was going wrong in the motor guides. And basically what they said in the recall was to stop using it immediately, that they were having issues with the troll motor and the pinpoint system, or the anchor lock, the spot lock, was acting erratically. And I never did, and still haven't had that problem. I haven't taken it in yet. I quit using it after I've got that more recent recall on it, but I never did have an issue. I did watch a video the other day of a guy that has one, and he said he was having the issues. I've never had that one time. Never once have I had that problem. And I did recently watch a video with Brian Latimer, and he also runs a motor guide, and he was doing a kind of a review on it, and I noticed his spot lock was acting kind of funny. It was kind of going back and forth, really weird, but it was somewhat staying in the right, you know, spot. And mine's never done that. I don't know, because all those guys, most of those guys got them a lot earlier than I did. I kind of got mine late in the game. I am going to for sure get it fixed this winter, because I live here in Iowa, so, you know, our fishing times are kind of limited. Pretty soon the lakes will ice over. But the biggest thing that I had, my issue with it, I don't mind taking it in. It's going to cost me nothing but the gas mileage and the time to take it off my boat and bring it in and drop it off. I did call Bass Pro Shops, and because they are a dealer, but they wanted me to just drop it off, and they were going to send it out. and it wasn't like I could just drop it off, pick it up there. I mean, they'll send it out and they would call me when it was done, but they had to send it to another place to get it fixed. So I found another local guy that was a motor guide person, and he was very knowledgeable about everything. The Bass Pro wasn't as knowledgeable as I thought they'd be, but you know, you kind of call there and you kind of talk to whoever. So anyways, he told me I could drop it off at his place, he'd fix it. But when I asked you about the turnaround time, he said the issue was, and this is straight from him, he said that they sent a recall out but did not have the parts to actually fix it. So he said it could be months before I could get it back. And I said, okay, that's fine. You know, I'll send it in when I can. I'll probably wait until they get more parts. And then after about 2 weeks, he had called me back. I left my name and number with him, and he said, okay, Motor Guide's sending the parts out, so you'll be able to get it fixed sooner rather than later. So when I get it taken off, I'll get it done and get it fixed. Luckily, like I said, the gas money to get there, plus the time to take it off, it's a little bit annoying because I wanted to just put this on, be done, never have to deal with it again unless it was like a real issue. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. I still stand by my review. I still think it's a good trolling motor in my opinion. Like I said, I'm going to do this every 3 months, so I'll do another 9-month review. Don't know how good the 9-month review is going to be because of the, like I said, the lakes and stuff are freezing over. I'm probably going to get it fixed here very soon and then try to get out for some winter fishing before we freeze over, and then kind of go from there and then decide if I want to do that 9-month review or not. But I'll definitely do the 1-year review too, just so that way you guys can stay up on it if you're still on the fence about getting this. Now, when the recall did go out, I checked Tackle Warehouse. I was just on, I didn't go out of my way for this, but I was just on Tackle Warehouse and I was checking to see if the trolling motor is still there. When the recall came out, the trolling motor was not available. So I'm assuming they just stopped production on it, or maybe, I mean, they probably kept production going, but they were probably just fixing them. I don't know if I haven't checked today. It's the November 30th, so I haven't checked it at all. I don't know if you can still buy these or not right now, but as of when that recall came out, you couldn't purchase them. You could get the old ones, but nothing with spot lock on it. Okay, so I kind of want to get that out of the way. Like I said, I've never had one issue with this trolling motor, so I still stand by my review. Now, if I had those little issues where it was being erratic, yeah, that'd be a different story. Especially if I had family in the boat, that'd be a way different story. You know, I've got a little girl now and stuff like that, so it kind of freaks me out that, you know, you may have stuff like that happen. Maybe she could be up on the front deck and then all of a sudden it starts freaking out and she goes overboard. So that kind of makes me nervous. But since I never had any of those issues, it's hard for me to really tell you, you know, to kind of nag on this thing. So, because it's treated me so well the whole summer, all the tournaments I fished. Still stand by the foot pads, still one of the best foot pads out there. I mean, I've done Humminbird, I've done Motor Guide. I still think their foot pad's awesome. Now, I did want to talk about the head. Now, I did say in the last video about how the size of the head was a little bit, you know, it's a little big. I did bring with me, so if you're familiar with Humminbird products, this is a Helix 7 right there. I just kind of wanted to give you guys something to, you know, kind of compare it to. It's really easy for me to sit there and say, oh yeah, the size of the head of the trolling motor is really big, but unless I give you guys something actual, you know, visually that you can see, I don't feel like it's doing any justice. So Helix 7, and this is the trolling motor head. So as you can see, the trolling motor head's about the size of a Helix 7. I would say there's actually more girth to the trolling motor, honestly, but just lengthwise. So that's the Helix 7, so that's the 7-inch screen. Obviously, it's a little bit bigger than that in diameter, but that's just trying to give you just a little bit of a heads up of how big the actual trolling motor head is. Don't know if that's a factor to you. I actually think that the head looks kind of cool in a way, but I am a little, it's just strange. I don't know. It is what it is. It's just a design thing. It's not a big deal. But other than that, that's pretty much it for their 6-month review on the 24-volt, 82-pound thrust trolling motor. Like I said, pushes it about 2.8 to 3 miles an hour on a 17-foot bass boat. That's a fiberglass. So this is a Stratus 176 XT, in case you need to look up the specs on that. But other than that, yeah, no issues. I would say if I had to give you guys like one of the biggest things I would look out for with it would just be some of the stuff that I talked about in my last video. I mean, like I said, it's not an issue right now. Could be an issue in the future, maybe, not sure. Anyways, I thank you guys for your time. I thank you for tuning in. If you could please like, follow, subscribe, that helps me out when I try to bust more of these out and actually do some fishing videos and stuff coming this spring and more gear reviews and stuff like that. But anyways, thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one.